Hey y'all, it's Region 4 Outreach and Communications Coordinator Matt Cameron, and I'm going to show you how to gut a white-tailed deer. Most hunters know how to do this, but some don't, and it's a skill that every hunter should have. So you can do it with only a pocket knife, but there are a few things that's going to help make this job a lot easier and a lot cleaner. One being a gut hook. So that gut hook is going to keep you from cutting too deep and busting the stomach or the intestines open and making a big mess. So that's why I like that. This tool right here, I'm going to show you what it's for in a minute. Now, it seems a little bit wrong to do this to a deer, but this will actually help you get the rear end out of the deer and make the job a whole lot cleaner as well. And these gloves right here make a world of difference. They go up to your shoulder because you do have to reach up inside the deer to cut the windpipe and the heart out. So it's just going to keep you a lot cleaner, especially if you're by yourself. So these gloves come with the shoulder length vinyl ones, and they also come with some that just fit over your hands, fit a little bit tighter, and that's going to give you a little bit better control over your knife. One trick I found if you're by yourself especially is to come around behind the deer and put its legs up behind yours. That reaches the hind end up off the ground, and this makes it a lot easier because if you're by yourself and it's laying down like that, you're fighting with it, lifting up on it. This way you've got free use of both hands to do what you got to do back here. So this tool right here is called a butt out, and you got to stick it in the deer's rear end as far as you can. Give it a little bit of twist and pull out with it. And I like a smaller knife for this with a sharp point on it. And you don't want to cut the rectum open. If you do, it's going to make a big mess, and I've done it. So just take your time and be careful and try to cut away from it. And cut all the way around and cut this loose. So just go all the way around both sides. Once again, kind of cut away from the rectum if you can to prevent from cutting it open. Now, I think we got that loose pretty good. So now you can fight this tool back out of there. You're going to be done with it. Let's go up here to the rib cage. You're going to find what I think is called the solar plexus. If you feel on your chest, it's where your ribs come together right there. It's that junction. There's kind of a flat spot right there. So you got to feel around on your deer and find that. It's pretty easy to find. And once you do, pinch and pick up hair and hide as much as possible. And start making small cuts. Because once again, you don't want to cut all the way through and hit the stomach. You can see I'm starting to open it up there where I can see what I'm doing. Just keep cutting through those layers. There's at least 3 layers of skin you kind of got to get through there. And once you get down to opening the body cavity up, you'll kind of see and hear some air release from the body cavity. All right, I think I'm in there. So I'm going to take the gut hook, insert it all the way in and kind of pull up on it. And it's almost like unzipping a jacket. All right, so I didn't get all the way through yet, but that's better than going too deep. So I'm gonna get another bite here. All right, I got it that time. So you can see we've done a good job so far. We haven't busted the stomach open, so it's pretty clean. Open them up a little bit, and now we're gonna swap places again. And I like a smaller knife for this part. It's a nice buck deer my son got here on the Fort Campbell youth hunt this morning. We're as happy as we can be. If you can see, there's a layer right here called the diaphragm. So you've got to cut all the way around it from pretty much backbone to backbone. And in order to reach up in there to be able to get the heart and the windpipe out of it. So stick the knife in here. This is why I like a small knife for this, because you don't have a lot of room. You're kind of crowded in there anyways. You're doing a lot of this by feel. You can't see much what you're doing. You're just pulling the organs down and just cutting that thin diaphragm all the way around. As long as you don't bust the guts right here, you've done a good job, no matter how long it takes you to get through this. Deer's not going anywhere. Most important thing is don't cut yourself. Take your time, keep that knife pointed away from you all the time. And I like a lock blade knife for that reason too, because I've had them close up on my hand inside the deer. Using
a knife that doesn't lock back.
Okay, this is where you've got to reach way up inside the deer. Can't be bashful, this is just something you just got to do. So reach up as far as you can reach. Get a hold of the esophagus. Keep the knife blade pointed away from you. Cut that in two. Might have to trim around the heart just a little bit. A bit more diaphragm back here I haven't cut loose yet. I can finally get to it now. Be careful, don't cut your tenderloins. I've seen guys do that. Cut the tenderloins up trying to get the guts out. So just take your time. All right, feels like I got them loose there. Kind of roll them out and start pulling. If you've done a good job at getting the rectum and all that cut loose, it should come out with all this. All right, then you got to get rid of his manhood down here as well. If you can help it, try not to trim too much back into your hindquarters. I did right there, but all this hair and hide is going to protect and keep it clean for you while you drag it out. This part right here, I have never figured out a good way to get it out of there without having to cut it again. You do leak a little bit of urine on it doing that. Knife blade under there, cut it loose. Now you got a gutted deer. So got the guts out of it. That's a lot of the weight of a deer, makes it a lot easier to drag. And fortunately, this one got some handlebars on it, so we should be able to get it out of the woods. But you know, don't worry. When you first start doing this, you're going to make a mess. You're going to bust the guts. You're going to make a few mistakes. That's the only way to learn how to do it. It's just to get your hands dirty. But let's see if these gloves here did the job. A little bit of leakage right there, but that's not bad. I'll take it. This hand looks clean. My shoulders are clean. So yeah, invest in those gloves. They're cheap. You can pick them up online. You can get them at pretty much any sporting goods store. A good gut knife with a hook on it. You can spend as much as you wanted to on one, but you can probably pick them up for 20, 30 bucks most places. That butt out tool, you can get it online. And a bottle of water will help if you do end up making a mess and you can clean up your tools. But anyway, that's how you get the guts out of a deer. I appreciate you watching, and keep hunting, lay them low.